Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. So I did something incredibly new for the Food Junkie, who is all about glamorous everything besides my love of Taco Bell. I went camping for the first time ever at the ripe old age of 37 this past weekend, and I didn't just do it for like a night or 2 nights. I did it for 4 nights. I went up to this campground in Springfield, Louisiana, and it was gorgeous out there. It was basically a swamp, though. Like it's on a swamp, and it's a little campground area. So I didn't really do much primitive camping because there was like a bathroom facility there, because that's probably the closest that I will ever come to primitive camping, is having a bathroom on the facility. So that was great. But I did learn that if the zombie apocalypse ever happens, I can sleep in my SUV for 4 nights and be fine. And we pretty much went through every season of Louisiana the 4 days that I was there, because it was hot. There was summer, there was spring, there was fall, and then there was winter, which made it very difficult for packing, but something that I learned for my next trip, and it's just a good general rule anyway in Acadiana, is that I need to add rain boots to my camping and overall fashion repertoire, because it's much needed. And ooh, those fields today with everyone leaving, it was a muddy mess. So many cars were getting stuck in the mud. Look, I did get stuck for a second. These 2 gentlemen were kind enough to help push my SUV out, so I did get out, but it was super fun. And now I kind of want to go camping, and part of the fun of camping is camping food. So we did bring a lot of non-perishable stuff. So I brought like almonds and chips. I've been doing the low-carb diet, kind of went off of it for this. So why not have really good bread and chips and Girl Scout cookies? And we brought, lots of alcohol, because that's a part of camping, or it should be. And then I took advantage of all the fires and brought s'mores, although we didn't do the s'mores, and then roasting hot dogs. Like I bought these really nice, long, they're called like camping forks, but they're really long, and you can put like 2 hot dogs or like 2 marshmallows on at a time to be able to go over the fire. So it was really nice. I also was super smart and bought a stove, a butane stove to cook with, and also to make coffee on. So I still had coffee this entire time, which was fabulous. And we brought all this food because I had all these intentions of making breakfast every morning. So we brought like bacon and eggs, because I was like, I just brought a cast iron skillet, and then I brought a mason jar of bacon fat to use as the grease for the pan. And I was like, we're set. And so we got bacon. I was like, we're going to do bacon and eggs. We brought like pancake mix, because you really only need to add water to that. And then I brought stuff to make dinner with, because I typically don't eat 3 meals a day. And so I was like, we'll do 2. So I had, and I didn't do like easy stuff. We did do some easy stuff. Like I did do hamburgers, which I did make those, and they were a huge hit. They happened to be some half venison, half wild pig burgers that everyone loved. I was so proud of those burgers. And then we were supposed to do, I'm forgetting what we were supposed to do one of the nights, but one of the things that I had brought was shaved Brussels sprouts. And I was going to saute those in the pan in the bacon grease, also cook some sausages to go with it. And then I had some leftover crackling, which, let me just tell everyone, you need to add this to your condiment repertoire. If you have leftover cracklings, because come on, like if you buy half a pound, there's no way. I mean, maybe there is a way. But it's very hard for me to eat all of that crackling. I bought half a pound for the Boudin Festival, and between 2 people, we couldn't finish it. So what was left, I took a hammer and crushed it into little dust, like crackling dust. And you can kind of use that as a finishing for pretty much anything. You want to put it on eggs, put it on eggs. I had done that to put on the Brussels sprouts. Also, a few weekends ago, I had mentioned the keto-friendly meatloaf that I had made, that I had used pork rinds as a binder. Use the cracklins as a binder. I didn't use them for the trip, and I'm now going to be using them this week I'm making my first meatball stew, which I'm a little terrified about, but one of my coworkers gave me a great recipe, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use that as the binder for the meatballs to make it. So we also felt like, you know how they have those cracked peppers that you can kind of grind your own pepper when you're finishing something off at the table? What if in Acadiana we had a cracklin version of that just pulverized the cracklin for you and put it over the meat or vegetables or whatever you're wanting to garnish it with? And I think that that's a great idea, and someone needs to steal it from me and get started on that. Joining tonight as guest co-host is Bethany and Mel with Tribe Collective, and Mel has brought her brand new baby. So we have a baby in the studio, so you may be hearing super weird noises, and it's okay. I'm just going to try to make faces at the baby the entire time because she's adorable, and I just want her to look at me at all times. They have this meme that if you're having a bad day at work, like The Cure, and you open up the bottom file cabinet drawer and it's a puppy. For me, it's like babies making cute faces and smiling at me.
Baby in a drawer.
Yeah, baby in a drawer. Yeah. If you can't find a babysitter for the day, don't anyone out there do this, really. But if you can't find a babysitter for the day, just sneak your baby into the file cabinet right next to your desk. No one will ever know. I know that was funny, right? She's making the biggest eyes at me right now. But we're going to be talking to them throughout the show about what's new with Tribe Collective, because they have a lot of projects on the way, and we'll be talking to them a little bit more about that. We are going to take our first break, and when we come back, we have Bethany and Mel. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
She puts the wow, yum into words. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie herself on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and Bethany and Mel with Tribe Collective are joining tonight as guest co-hosts. One of the gentlemen in the studio, actually, during the commercial break, mentioned a keto recipe that if you're missing Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you can try this. You need like a plain flavored pork rind. He said he did Udi's, and then water and heavy cream, probably equal parts, and then cinnamon and like Splenda, like I guess you could do like stevia. Yeah, stevia with it and mix it together, and it's like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which my mind is blown. And I feel weird because I'm like, part of me is like, I don't know texture-wise how that's going to be. Like, and I mean, it is kind of the same texture as Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but just knowing that it's a pork rind, I don't know. But it would be worth trying. I'll have to check it out. Welcome back, guys.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
So y'all have been busy. You had a baby.
I had a baby. Her name is Rosa Maria.
And she's being quiet right now.
And she is, yes, feeding heavily.
Yes. This is a first for the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show, by the way.
All right.
Yes.
It's food, right?
Yes, it is. It is food. It's your first food. So,
right.
So there you go. Okay, so what have you guys been up to since the last time you've been on the show? You said lots of projects.
A lot of projects. Probably the newest thing would be the Sacred Earth bars that Merge just took over. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the Sacred Earth bar?
Sacred Earth bar, created by my husband, James, and he had a company. It was called Sacred Earth Bars, and they're basically like the best tasting granola bar like ever.
Okay.
It's like, it's soft and chewy and like fills you up, but then it's got like some amazing superfoods in it, like spirulina, which is one of those things like you can barely take in anything because it's got such a strong flavor. And like,
I've been seeing that everywhere now. I think that's the new like buzz thing. You want to mention what that is really quick?
Yeah, spirulina is going to have like over 47 different types of minerals, tons of vitamins. It's basically, it's grown on the water, so it's
like algae?
Like algae.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And so, and it works basically only by photosynthesis, so you get a lot of green. So it's like more concentrated than like grass would be.
So you basically have to add it to stuff. Like it's an added thing, so you don't really taste it.
And it's got a very potent flavor. And it's funny because in the bars we put so much of it. I remember making the batch for the first time because basically he came to me to sell bars. We ended up dating, never bought bars. and then we got married and we got pregnant with Rosa Maria here. And he basically was like, I have to stop production because I can't like do that and the bars at the same time. So I was like, okay, well then we'll bring him back through Emerge. And so now she's here because of the bars and now the bars are here because of her. So that's kind of exciting. But I remember making the batch for the first time and thinking, oh my God, this is so much spirulina. The recipe can't be right. Like I can't have like transcribed this right. And I tasted it and I was like, oh my God, it's delicious. Like so amazing. And it's like, so it's a lot of nutrition packed into like a single bar. And so there's like tons of different flavors. There's like Coffee Bliss, which is like 2 cups of coffee in in one bar, but like, or in half of one bar. So it's a lot of coffee, and it's we're actually using Rev's coffee. So we've partnered with them, and we're really excited because we're going to go national with the product.
Oh, nice!
Year. And so we're excited to like take our local like partners with us, and so we're really excited about that because we started in the same building over when it was BB's. So it's really cool to like be able to work with each other like that.
And we have our own coffee that they brewed up for us, that we brew up. It's called Tribe Harvest Moon. So we do sell that in our retail space and our shop space.
And we're just so thrilled to be partnering with them on this project because they were our beginning and we're growing together. So, and all of the bars are phenomenal and they have these beautiful roses and flowers on the top. They're adaptogenic, they're superfood, they taste amazing. People really have fallen in love all over the state with them. We're so happy.
I don't know what it is about flowers, but it's both that's another thing that like is very much in the food world right now. Like everyone's putting flowers and like herbs and everything. Part of me is like, can you eat that?
Yes.
And then part of me is also like, I want to eat it because it's so pretty.
You do want to eat it. These are edible flowers, and I have to say, Mel has, from day one, has always been a huge proponent of edible flowers and herbs and having them in our salads and in all of our foods.
Purple flowers that grow with clovers, you can totally eat those. They taste like lemon, and they're amazing.
So
it's
delicious.
I'll be walking along, and I'll grab a piece. People are like, did you just eat that? I'm like,
she's a flower eater, a lotus eater. So we have them on a lot of Emerge goods. When she creates cheesecakes or any kind of Emerge good for anybody, she always throws tons of flowers on top. We'll dry out the flowers. And then she loves using the flowers and the little herbs as decorations. So you'll see a lot more of that from the Emerge side of things at Tribe.
And we should also say that you guys have moved locations since the last time y'all were on the show.
Oh my God.
So
It's been a while.
Last time y'all were on the show, y'all were on Pinhook. Y'all were part of Mortar Brick and
Soul is part of us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the thing.
And now you guys are kind of split. You're on at Tribe. It's still Tribe Collective.
Yes, we are still a collective.
And then you guys are now at the corner of University and Pinhook in the gas station. That's right.
We've done some urban renewal. And just to really quickly, a collective means that we're a launch pad and an incubator and a safe common space for local businesses, which we represent, over 25 now. So you can come there, you can find Cultured Guru products. They're out of Baton Rouge. You can find, Rev products. Of course, you can find Cellar Salt. You can find local Apothecary. We're getting Balanced Roots in next week. We're really excited about it. One of my very good friends, Olive and Annie, I love her products. The underarm paste is amazing. You smell. You smell.
And it like totally goes away.
Okay, so alternative deodorants,
Yes.
because I know that there's like these crystal things out there that are horrible.
Those
and
do
so-
not work. Yeah. No, we will give you, tomorrow in your treat box, we will put you the scent of your choice. We will put one of Amanda's, Olive and Annie's underarm.
to send
Life-changing.
One of my coworkers' best friend is very like natural, all natural, everything, and she makes her 12-year-old daughter use the crystal deodorant, and she's so embarrassed because she's like, it doesn't work, right? So she sneaks her like regular deodorant so she can like get it. But I'm gonna have to tell her this.
I can tell you hands down, I've used dozens of natural deodorants, and while I like many of them, but Olive and Annie makes a natural deodorant paste that is so delicious and works so effectively and beautifully. And it's such a wonderful ritual. People are like, oh, you put it on? Yes, you put it on. And you give yourself a little massage and you freshen yourself up, and the essential oils are on your hands. They smell great for the rest of the day. She has a full line. We also do Smoke Apothecary out of New Orleans, and we sell Ashana Sophia with Agua de Flor, her music. We have a lot of different books. We have a lot of different ceramics
ceramics and art, a lot of local artists, the Unstruck, the Mugavins, and a Cat King tapestry. I'm hoping to get many more. And that's just the beginning. More incense, more sage, more spiritual tools coming. But the shop is ever expanding and evolving, and the collective is ever expanding and evolving. You can find macaroons with us. You can find, she's having a good time. So many other products, Vital Proteins, so many other products that we're looking to, provide for the community, and that's just going to grow with the supplements that are coming from the Sacred Earth side. So we're sourcing a lot of those now for like a superfood adaptogenic bar, lactation cookies, more smoothie flavors, more juice flavors, just a gentle expansion of all the things that we want to offer to heal the community.
All right, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Bethany and Mel. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
And now, the Lafayette Food Junkie Show, served up medium rare every Sunday night.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and we are talking with Bethany and Mel with Tribe Collective on tonight's show. Miss Rosa Maria is being very fussy. Every time we go back on air, she's quiet during the commercial breaks. Maybe she doesn't like my radio voice.
She wants to talk. She has so much to say.
Yeah, she does. She has a lot that she wants to say. So one of the times that I absolutely love you guys is when I'm sick. And I hate to say it like that, but I had the flu for the first time ever this past year.
A lot of people did for the first time.
And elderberry, everyone was freaking out. And I had mentioned on the show that initially I couldn't get over to you guys. And so when I was at the pharmacy, I saw that they had some, and I was like, let me get this. And it was awful.
Shout out to Heather Jade. She is amazing. Heather Jade Apothecary. Yes. She's another one in our collective, and her elderberry and her herbs. In fact, we're starting this whole motherhood maternity line because she helped Mel so much during her pregnancy and birth.
Her lactation tea, I'm just talking out loud. Her lactation teas and like all of her amazing products that she makes, and she just created an elder syrup that's for babies.
Yeah, because the regular one they can't have because it has honey in it. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, baby, and it is, kids love it. Rosa Maria cannot get enough of it. My son
so
loves
cute
it
every morning. But like that's the other thing too is she's been so.
She's grabbing the mic. She wants to be on the radio.
So one of the things that I really love about Heather is or Jade, I guess is what we call her, but Heather Jade is that she really researches her herbs and her tinctures and stuff and knows what she's doing. So a lot of places they have echinacea in their elderberry syrup. Well, you can only take that for a few days and you have to take a break. Where her elderberry doesn't contain that, so you can take it all the time and keep your immunity boosted. And so that's one of the things that I really like about her is her ability to really pay attention to her ingredients and her integrity specifically. Because we get all kinds of people who want to sell us their elderberry and it's the best and blah, blah, blah. But hers has been tried and tested by me since the first day that it healed me and my ex-husband from the flu. It's been my go-to.
I've been so obsessed with it ever since when I went to the Taste Awards, we had gotten back and I had taken some and it cleared it up instantly. So now anytime I get sick, and realistically, you're supposed to take this preventatively.
Right.
How much are you supposed to take?
Just a teaspoon.
Yeah, a day.
A day.
And you can put it in your coffee. It tastes delicious though. When Mary Poppins is singing just a spoonful of sugar, it's really rum punch. It's just quite satisfactory. Elderberry juice. It's delicious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But when you're sick, you can up the dosage and it kind of shortens it. And it has every time.
It does.
And I had the flu. I was feeling better, started feeling bad again, and went and got a bunch of shots. I think I took everything that y'all had because y'all didn't have the big containers.
Right. We sell out of those really fast.
You only had the shots, and so I just grabbed a whole bunch. And then the other thing that I love that you guys have now is y'all have partnered with Magnolia Moon teas.
Oh my goodness.
And I wanted to talk about
tea
them when I'm sick, and I got this. It was a blue one.
Oh,
yeah. It was just so warm and healing.
Magnolia Moon has really changed the game for us. We were ordering teas from, a lot of sources that we loved, a lot of places that we thought were doing amazing wild crafting work, but to have local girls, women-run local businesses that are artisanal and wild crafted, and these teas are the most potent, magical, medicinal teas.
And they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. We love to look at the dry versions. And it's amazing because they just put some lemonade in our fridge. They're doing a hibiscus and a lavender. And you want to talk about fairy juice. It is the most
so
delicious, right? The vibration is so high. So we're moving more towards, really, really wanting to showcase local brands, work with them and create with them. Carmacaroons and Magnolia Moon, they have a little booth at the auction house in New Orleans now where they're selling products together. Mag Moon, and it's phenomenal to see these women and to support these women and to be a part of what they're creating, because you don't get higher vibration than that, or more intentional or more wellness oriented locally. And also shout out to the Tumeric Tonic, which everyone should be taking as well, especially when they're sick or sore or just as a preventative. Mel has put that together, and honestly, I've been doing a lot of working out lately. I joined Apex Training Center with Jace Lopez, who loves our juices and who we really do need to work with a lot more in the future. And turmeric is so important. It's just changing the way that my joints feel and, the general achiness. And I thought the Tumeric Tonic was very inspired. So we have that all the time too. Yeah.
And it's like we cold press the juice out of it, but then we steep the rest of it to basically create a tea. And then we add black pepper and coconut oil, which enhances its absorbability. And then that goes into fermentation for a fermented process. And so it enhances the absorption, also enhances more of the minerals and vitamins in it. So one of the interesting things is I actually received the recipe from a dear friend of mine who passed away a couple years ago now. His name was Fish, and he's this wild, crazy soul. And he goes around planting in people's gardens and just literally, he knew everybody in the town, and I have been here for 6 years and don't even know people.
Right.
He's just one of those people, and so he actually was the one who was oh, we should make a turmeric tonic. It'd be so good for it. And I was like, okay, let's do it, buddy. And he stood there, and we for over days and days, he would come back, and we would check on the, because I didn't really know much about fermentation, and he's like, oh, look, you see this? This is a good sign. It means it's growing, and it's fermenting, and it just needs one more day. And when it gets this bubbly, that's when it's ready. And it's just man, it's so cool, and it's neat to have for him now. And usually every few months, when I run my numbers, I send a little bit of money from the profits of Tumeric Tonic to his mom. And
aww,
he has
so
a big
sweet
farm and garden out there.
Yeah.
And, it's just really, it's neat to be able to continue giving back to that family. They have a special needs son, and it costs a lot to do that.
So we want to really stress that we're wanting more and more to get into the local, agricultural scene. One thing that's amazing that we've been doing lately is the garden at the school that my family runs, Helping Hearts Academy in Milton. We've been harvesting herbs and kale and vegetables from there. So the neurodiverse population there is getting to garden, and then Mel is helping them to show them how to continue sustainably to harvest that for tribe to use. And then the money, a certain percentage of the money that we get from that goes back to buying them edible schoolyard tools, gardening tools, tools for the farm, and supplies for the school that are needed, because it's a nonprofit and, it serves a very large population, many of which, it's hard for them to have access to these resources and services. So we're getting more involved with these local groups. Mel just did a little bit of an event that we wanted to talk about because they're very good friends of ours.
Oh, Jason Chelsea. Yeah, they used to be our juicers actually for a long time. They're awesome. Have a sweet girl named Emlyn. And they basically go to different farms, and you can look them up. They're called Growing Together on Facebook, and they're just such an awesome little group because they have a little farmlet that they're working on, and they basically go out into the community and work with Earthshare Gardens, who we've been giving our compost to since they opened that location. And we got to go out there and have a farm day, and there was a lot of families that came out and people, and it was a cool time to get to know your neighborhood, get to know your community, and and support each other in that way. So it's really cool because they throw a lot of events like that. And so if you're wanting to know more about gardening, it's a great way to go out there and figure it out so that you could go home and grow your own kale if you wanted, or and save yourself a little bit of money too. That's expensive when you go to the store.
Yeah, we've been shifting over to local produce suppliers, and we love the way the community is growing. We love to see the community growing and more people learning about, local food, local wild crafting, local artisans. And I mean, that's a really big thing for me. That sustainability was something, it was when we first met, we wanted to create something that was very low waste, because zero waste is a really hard target to It's a really hard target to hit, but very low waste, local, sustainable. Local, maybe that's a new word. I think, did I just invent?
We just made a new word.
Thank you.
We made cinnamon keto, cinnamon toast crunch, the cracklin pepper meal, and
Locables. And I thought that, the Emerge Eats Passion product came out of wanting local people to have access to high quality, structured, ready-made meals through the CrossFit community. That's growing as well.
Yeah, we started a new kitchen last year of, where's Maria? Basically, we do pre-prep meals that are like paleo, Whole30 compliant, all of course gluten-free. And that way you can like spend your Sundays with your family rather than in the kitchen prepping meals.
Right. Meal prep, like ready-made meals are like so big right now.
They are.
It's so big.
And we're all trying to keep up with the rat race. It's like we don't have time to cook.
And it's like we all believe that we have to be told exactly what to eat all the time as well. Like eating intuitively is the next step. Because both, I think it's good to have both. But we wanted to give people the option of, here's a cafe where you can get food that you really trust. Because I don't know if people really know, but Tribe Collective we're certified gluten-free. So there's no gluten in the building. You can't walk in and have gluten. Nobody can hang out with any gluten anywhere. So when we say that something's gluten-free, unlike other places that, say that, but there's gluten sifting down at all times, there's no gluten in the building. So we wanted people to be able to trust our food is gluten-free and that it's, extremely high vibration and incredibly natural and healthy. And, also can fit into their really busy / meal preppy lives. And the thing is that a lot of places that you go to, I've been a fan of meal prep, ready-made meals, that they don't taste good. So you're sacrificing, the taste, you're sacrificing the feeling, you're sacrificing all of that to get what you think you need. But here, I think, just like everything else we're trying to offer, you can have the best of both worlds.
And you can order your meals the whole week ahead, and then they're usually prepared on Sundays, and then they freeze awesome too. So you can go to the website and either make a subscription where you get your meals every week, or you can go in and order them every week as well. And so we have this cool website. It's eatemergekitchen.com, but it's just for that right now. We're working on the juice and other stuff right now.
Snacks being added.
That'll probably be already hopefully by the summertime, by June would be ideal.
But you can go anytime and order juice or juice delivery or do a community juice pickup on the Emerge website.
Yeah, on the Emerge.
And you guys are on Waiter too,
We are on Waiter.
Yeah.
We are on Waiter.
We forget about that. We're on. Can we talk about? Can we have this next segment?
We're on so many apps, right?
We've got an app for you.
We got an app for that.
Okay, so let's start with Townie.
Well, let's start with Waiter.
They were on last week's show. And they talked about
my God,
We're
yay.
actually going to be partnering with them, and we're going to have one of their restaurants on once a month. Yeah.
Oh, well, here we are.
Well, here we are.
We're your first one. We're on Townie now, and we're really excited about Townie.
Yeah, I love Townie because, well, first of all, the guy Jimmy who we met is so awesome. And then the other reason I love it is your support. It's all these other apps that but they're for anybody, and as these other bigger companies are having gluten-free options and whatever, but they're not fully gluten-free, they're not local, they're not supporting my neighbor, we're trying to switch as much as we can right now to Guidry's because we want to support the businesses that are growing.
And Harlow House
Harlow House is another one.
Hopefully so many farms that we haven't even met. So many.
Proud of us. We didn't realize it until we started talking.
Pat yourself on the back. Tiffany, will you pat Mel on the back, please? Rosie, pat Mama on the back.
Okay, so anyway, but I really love the idea of supporting a local community of businesses, and basically it's awesome. You get specials like discounts and stuff. So right now we're running a special. If you do a cleanse with us through Townie, you get $15 off. A day, which is a lot, and you can, and then you can come in and there's introductory discounts for stuff, or you can have this discounts that just run for a while, and customers can come in and use them once a month or whatever.
And it's such a better way to support one another as opposed to the old paradigm with Yelp and Facebook reviews where, people that aren't as invested in seeing the community grow and seeing the community band together to be better and to work better together and to be interdependent, the intention behind this app and the intention behind this platform for honestly speaking about the business and the ways in which it could improve and the ways in which it's helped you and has helped other people and can grow within the community, I love that feeling. I love what they're doing as opposed to some of those, old school reviews that, you know, maybe aren't always objective or maybe aren't always supportive or, you know, maybe are out of context entirely. So it's a different type of entrepreneurial spirit. And I feel the same way about Spoken. I feel like Spoken is looking at the allergen community and saying, these are the places that will serve you. These are the things they're striving for. This is their mission statement, which we've really been looking to refine. Our mission to our local community. And these are the things that we love that they do. These are the ways that we've asked them to improve. What's your request? How can you be a part of the collective? How can you speak to the collective? And that's what we wanted to create. We wanted to create a place where whoever wants to come in and say, I desperately need this and it's not offered here. Can you get it? Do you know a local maker? Can we encourage a local maker? Can we give a local maker a platform and a little bit of help and support so that they can not just be at the farmer's market, but also be a part of Tribe Collective? So we're wide open to that. And as many mistakes as we've made in the past, we know that growth is a really painful process and that a collective or a communal spirit is one that can overcome any obstacle. And I think Lafayette's ready for it. I think that we're finally ready to give the community what it needs and to expand. Those are the three. So we're waiter.
Oh yeah, we're on
Townie.
waiter. So if you're feeling lazy,
Look, I use waiter like 3 times a week. I'm not even. I stopped going in public.
Waiter like once, and I was like, how much for 5?
It's worth it to me.
I used to say that I was dating waiter. Like waiter was my boyfriend. I was like basically like order it,
actually.
and like they bring food to me.
I
Like,
agreed.
It's basically my boyfriend is what I used to say.
All right. Well, now with the baby, it's like, oh yeah, I could totally use waiter. Where the heck is waiter in Mandeville?
I mean, I have an 11-year-old baby. You know, it's hard to get them out of the house. Once they're bathed, it's like you got their pots. You want to pot them for the night, leave them in the pot, leave them at home. Let's just stay home.
All right, we are going to take our next break, and when we come back, we have more with Bethany and Mel. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
And now, we talk about food. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the Lafayette Food Junkie Show, Prairie Run Rice. That is at James Rice Farms. They make rice. They also do grits, and I've been following them on Facebook, and their rice is being used to make moonshine out of a distillery in New Orleans. I really want to get somebody from the farm on the show to talk more about this rice. I'm really excited about it. Rice is nice, people. All right, you guys have a ton of events coming up. So let's talk about some of the events. You want to start with festival?
Yes. Oh, actually, let's start with the closest one.
Okay, let's do it.
Womb circle.
Oh, okay, so what is this?
Womb circle.
Okay, the womb circle is, it's actually called womb dance.
Of course.
Anyway, it's this awesome woman. I'm sorry, I'm not talking too much into this. It's this amazing woman. Her name is Ishia, and she's sort of like a shaman, and she's coming down to do a specialty workshop on womb, like coming from your womb, like your creative center as a woman, the place where we co-create with the universe, and not just like physically create, but like also what do we create, like what projects like emerge as that project tribe. So where do you create your life from, and like releasing any kind of tension or shame that you may have from that space. A lot of us, may hold like bodily, like we don't see our bodies clearly, or maybe we have like negative thoughts, or maybe we have shame about maybe relationships even that we've had in the past. And this way of moving helps to is set to shamanic music, and it's basically like a dance meditation workshop, and how to continue using these meditations into the future. So it's literally a workshop, like you're learning how to do these things. It's actually going to be at the Yoga Garden.
Okay.
On this Saturday and Sunday are 2 different dance sessions. And then on Friday, though, we're going to actually have a free talk with Ishia, and she's going to come in, and you can go to our Facebook page. We have a video of it posted and all that kind of stuff as well. But basically, we're going to be having a free talk with her on Friday from like 6:30 to 8 at the shop. And so if you want to know more about that, you can come to at least the talk and check it out.
I actually love that you guys are doing these types of workshops because you had Sean Michael Rutherford. He's guest co-hosted with me twice on the show, and he's a psychic medium who was in Lafayette. He's moved to New Orleans now, but he hosted a spirit gallery with you guys, and that's how I met him, and then that's how we became friends. Like, I went to 2 events that he did there, and from that, I met him, and yeah, so I appreciate that you're doing these type of events.
At the
That's
other
so
shop we
refreshing.
did all the time.
Yeah.
We had a chakra series. We had a room there. But now it's a little tighter, but we've rearranged, and you can be checking our Facebook and our Instagram for a lot more events, a lot more yogic-based. We're coming into a lot of women's work events. Balanced Roots is going to be doing some Reiki. Hopefully we can get Rolling Stone Jewels, Bayou Bohemian, a lot of local people in to not only showcraft their art and talk about their product, but their life journeys and, you know, Reiki, acupuncture, healing, a lot more talks, getting back to what we really wanted to do. That was our vision when we started, and for a solid year in the other building, we did do that. We did host a lot of those kind of conversations. So you can definitely be looking out for those because we will be doing so much more of that. And we're really excited because for Festival International, our favorite festival, we're going to be, yes, we're going to be handing out on the Thursday and Friday. We're going to be handing out these special little surprise little vouchers for some items that will be, you can come and redeem. Our little pop-up will be right in front of Junkie, which is, what can I say about Ross and Yetta? My absolute favorite store. We love them. We were there last year. We had an amazing time. We're so grateful that they're letting us join the Junkie party. So you'll be able to find us there all day Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll be kind of stealthily passing out little tidbits and gifts Thursday and Friday that you can redeem at the booth on Saturday and Sunday. So you'll be able to have the Emerge branded coconuts. We'll be doing some special juices to go inside of the coconuts. Lots of Tribe Bakery treats. There will be cookie dough truffles from Tribe Bakery. There will be many desserts. There'll be Sacred Earth bars. There'll be macaroons. Hopefully they'll be selling them as well elsewhere. But I mean, anybody that wants to come by and check us out, we should be having a really good time. And don't forget, our juices make the best drink mixes.
This is true. That's when I first, like, what? God, I feel like that was like 8 billion years ago. And I think it's been 4 years. Yeah, 4 years ago when I found you guys, that's what I think that was the initial event. They were selling them as mixers for a brunch. Yes.
That was how we started. It was like, let's make some drink mixers and move on from there. And then finally people were like, oh, this could be good without alcohol. And it was like, oh, yes, that's the goal. Awesome. And then that's kind of where it took off. But that was totally where we started. And, like, it's funny, like, to hear people even mention that because it's like they're still our customers. Like, they're still our followers and, like, still with us. And it's just really cool. And Rosa Maria thinks it's awesome, too.
I remember 2 years ago at festival, you guys were doing some kind of like chocolate smoothie in the coconut, and I went and added rum to it, and it was the best daiquiri ever.
Yes, that, and this year we're going to offer it with either tropical punch or chocolate with chaga.
Okay.
And so it's going to be really awesome. And then you can do it with the tropical punch. And if you get alcohol, like some rum in that, it's like a real pina colada.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So if you're listening to the show and you're like, ooh, I don't know about all this juice healthy stuff, you can make anything not healthy and you can add alcohol to this juice and it is the best cocktail mixer ever.
And it's good for you. And it keeps your stuff warm. Like, I mean, cold because the coconut's like insulated.
And the coconuts are great to walk around festival with.
They're hard to spill because they have a great like low center of gravity, so you can like dance with them or like put them on the floor and like the hole's small at the top, so you can like almost knock it over and not spill any. So it's like really, it's the best like festival cup ever.
It is the best.
There is a snow cone stand in Crowley called like Isa Snow Cones, and their thing is that they serve the snow cones in like a coconut. Oh. You can get it in a pineapple. You can get it in a watermelon. And they said if you like, I think when I went, she said if you save the coconut and like bring it back, they'll give you like a certain percentage off the next snow cone or something.
Yeah.
And I like took it and like froze it forever. So I'm gonna be a really bad person right now and just be like, buy coconuts for your kids and let them take them home and they can like throw them at each other.
No, there's many
totally
there's many uses, and
all.
the meat is delicious.
It is.
It's
yes.
so good. It's so good. And it's so good for you.
Too.
We're very good for weight loss. And the juices, I think we should, just like brag about the juices for a second because not only are they great with alcohol, but they're great without alcohol. alcohol too. And the great thing about it is when you drink it, it helps to all of the properties of the organic cold pressed raw juices. They help with, hangover and the dehydration that comes with alcohol.
The alcohol part.
But I'm really proud of them. When I met Mel at the farmer's market almost 5 years ago now, wow, time flies when you're having fun. I was so impressed by the juices, that they were always in glass, never in plastic, that they were organic, that they were always cold pressed, that they were bioenzymatic and fully raw and alive, and also the intention that she put into them. So we always have them available in the cooler, and you can find us at Anella's in Homa. You can find us at Red Laurel's. You can find us at the Yoga Garden, and there's going to be a few more places coming up. But what I love about these juices is that they're full of that really good energy, with that really beautiful intention, that pure love. And where we have seasonal flavors that come and go, and we have a lot of things in the works. The old standards are still as delicious and fantastic. To me, tropical tastes like summer, like you're on the beach. I mean, there's nothing like it. And they all have these wonderful properties that they're so good for you.
I remember when I did the juice cleanse in the winter, which I recommend no one do one in the winter because I was cold the entire time. I kept complaining to you about that. I was like, I'm so cold. I'm so cold.
Right.
At the end of the night, there was one, it was like cashew milk that tasted like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like that was like my
smoothie.
That was like my savior at the end of the night. I was like, yes, I can have this.
Yeah.
But I mean, juice cleanses are nice too, to kind of like restart everything. And I'm a big proponent of that. If you can do it, they're very nice.
It feels really
If you want
good.
to try it, now's the time, because we got that special on.
Yeah. And it's about to be super hot. So FYI, best time.
Good time to
do
do
Oh
it.
my God, yes. And there's one that I'm trying to work on right now, and I'm hopefully going to release it in like a couple weeks, but it's going to be preparing for the summer, and it's going to have a collagen-based smoothie at the end. So it's going to be fats, like cellulite, like reducing. Like
Burn the fat
that
up.
vital protein stuff.
So good. We love our
It's
vital
like the
proteins.
best.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight.
Yay!
All right.
And before we go, I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
CBD edibles coming up.
All right. Be on the lookout for that. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This is Tiffany Daku on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, and this is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy eating, Acadiana.